Positive energy all the time. Yes, indeed. Here we go. Another day. Saturday. Beginning of the month of May. Good to see you all. I'm here representing Chicago, Illinois. We have Greensboro, North Carolina in the building. Hit that like button, share, subscribe, contribute to the channel, all that good stuff. Here we go again. Yeah. Jordan Park, San Francisco, California. Salute to more power. Salute to space time. Good to see you, brothers. Yeah. I'm up. I think I need to get a workout in today, sometime today. Maybe just something light. If you can't work out hard, just do something light. Something. Mother's Day is coming up next week, ladies. I know you're excited to see your children, your offspring, if they're grown. Sometimes we call our grown offspring children. That's a mistake. I do it a lot. I'm trying to stop calling them children because they're not children, that's for sure. Here we go with Africa, okay? Good to see you, G-Ra. Here we go with Africa. I'm probably the only person on social media that is FBA and pushing for reparations for Black Americans and is still engaged with the conversation about Africa. I think some people think it's got to be one or the other. It really doesn't have to be one or the other. FBA and American Descendants of Slavery and Reparations is a United States national situation, and Africa is an international situation for us. So I do believe we can walk, right? I do believe we can walk and chew gum at the same time. So I don't see where me paying attention and speaking about Africa is in any conflict with reparations in America. I don't see where it's got to be either or. And I do think that, we need to deal with our lineage here as foundational Black Americans, but our bloodline is global. When you start talking about slavery, then you definitely have European blood. You definitely have African blood. You definitely have Native American blood. I don't see how you wouldn't have all of that blood if your family's been in the United States all these years. It doesn't make any sense to me that you wouldn't have a lot of different blood. Sometimes people just be all over the place. Okay, thanks, brother. Yeah, y'all support the channel. Venmo, Cash App, PayPal, all that. Until YouTube decides that I'm behaving and monetize my channel again, which might not happen for a while. I don't have the YouTube conversation down. I got to learn to say on a live. I got to learn all these weird words that how we have to talk. I got to spell sex, and that's a lot. Okay. I've been on YouTube for years, so when they monetize me and then they want me to talk different, how am I gonna do that? Plus, that's really ridiculous and childish for the people that are sponsors for YouTube that run commercials. People don't care what we say. That's not going to affect if they buy products from you and stuff like that. You know, but if they say so. Yeah, so let's get it rocking and rolling. China and Russia deploys troops into Burkina Faso. Yeah, we think about that. China and Russia. You see the conflict there? You see? So even though they're pretending that they're going into Burkina to support the current ruler of Burkina, you can see they're also jockeying. You see what I'm saying? They're also jockeying. So while they're making the leader of Burkina think they're there to protect him, Russia and China is really there to watch each other and to shut down American interests. Because you can't tell me that Russia and China are friends. That's, come on. So he's got both of them in there, and their goal is to take his country from him. They're gonna take him from him. Unbelievable. And they're fooling them because that won't stop an assassination attempt. Nobody has to invade for assassination attempt, but they are equating this to Gaddafi. So they're doing the whole fake Gaddafi thing, G-Ra. Like, oh, we're not going to let nothing happen to him like Gaddafi, right? Yeah, he's paying a lot of money for his security and gold and stuff to come there. He's a young brother. He doesn't really know what he's doing. He's trying to do what's right, but he doesn't know what he's doing. His back is against the wall. He feels like he's got to have some help from somewhere. And it's hard to face the fact that he don't have no help. There is no help. So there is no help. He's doing the best he can. Uh, he's young. He's trying to do the right thing. And so I respect what he's trying to do, but he's just surrounded. Africa is just in a bad situation. Africa is behind the eight ball. They have all these natural resources. They don't have any military. The military they got, they've been getting it from people from years, way back from Russia, Castro, and all this. Is it true that Russia has no history in enslaving black people? Russia was behind all of the Ethiopians that when all them Ethiopians got unalive, Russia was behind that. You understand? So whereas Russia say Whereas Russia says that they never enslaved black people. They never protected us. You know what I'm saying? They watched their white brother enslave us. I mean, I see them in Africa being the hero. Have Russia ever came to our aid in Black America? Have Russia ever spoke up for Black Americans doing slavery and all that one time? What did Russia ever say on our behalf? Is it because are they standing up for the Black Africans because of the natural resources and didn't stand up for us because we didn't have any natural resources? You see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? Everybody's going to send troops so they can get that stuff. You know what I'm saying? I would send troops too. Listen, let me ask y'all a question. Let's say I want to come in, I want to take your stuff in your country. But if I invade, we're going to get to fighting. So what if I claim I'm coming to protect you from somebody else, and then you let me bring all my troops into your country? My question is, will Burkina be able to get them out? Will Burkina be able to get them out? Will the Russians and the Chinese get along? But once they come, I want to know how is he going to get them out? You know what I'm saying? How's he going to get them out? And as I talked before, Russia and America is like this. So Russia and America is playing good cop, bad cop. Russia and America are not enemies. Russia and America will unite against Asians. These are two white countries, and they will go against the Asians and the Africans. They are European, Caucasians. So these are two Caucasian countries pretending they're enemies. They've been running this game since the end of World War II. Russia and America are not enemies at all. Russia works in behalf and for the best interests of Europeans, and America works for the best interests of Europeans. And Russia and America are interested in the benefit of Europeans globally, white people globally. They're not enemies. He thinks they're enemies. Hey, man, he thinks they're enemies. China know they're not enemies. That's why China said, we coming too. But what the Africans don't know is the Chinese are not your friends. Nobody's your friend when you got all those natural resources. you know. So this is why I was saying before I answered that question, I definitely deal with affairs in Africa. I watch them. I'm interested, but that's not my main concern. My main concern is Black Americans here because it doesn't make sense for me to be looking over there when we could end up in danger over here. We can end up without food over here. We have to make sure we have our own Black American infrastructure. We have to look out for ourselves. We can't really help anybody else. So even though I keep my eyes on it, I'm aware that we can't help. It's nothing that we can do but type. You know what I mean? You understand? So it's just something we're going to have to watch play out. Africa, look at Africa like this. Let's say Africa was a man and you went in a club and you had on the most expensive watch full of diamonds and you had on jewelry just diamonds flooded. You got one of the most expensive cars pull up in front. You have on the most expensive clothes. And all these ladies want to talk to you, right? Do they really like you? No. And that's Africa. Africa's like a brother with a lot of nice clothes on, expensive jewelry, and all the ladies like him. So the American lady likes him, the Chinese lady likes him, the Russian lady likes him. Everybody likes, oh boy, he's got a lot of money. You know what I'm saying? So when you got a lot of money in the real world, dating is very difficult. That's why a lot of brothers in America, when we have a lot of money, we just hit them and split them. We don't, you know what I'm saying? We don't try to build no relationships because we got nothing based to trust you. We can't trust you. You know what I'm saying? So we put on two condoms, you know. On the side note, brothers, you got a lady, and you got the condoms on the stand, and you go to the washroom, these ladies will take a pin or a needle and poke holes in the condom. You come back, put it on. Next thing you know, she's still pregnant. On the side note, for y'all that don't know gang. So, Africa's the dressed up dude at the club that thinks all the ladies like him. The ladies don't really like him. You know? Africa is Shannon Sharp. About to get juiced. you know? That's Africa. Africa is Shannon. Oh, my soul. So I'm one of the few that's really for reparations and FBA and American Descendants of Slavery and pushing for reparations that also still have my heart and my love in Africa. I love Africa. I love Black African people. I love all people, but you're gonna favorite the people that you can relate to, and I can relate to uh, Black people in the Caribbean and Black people in South and Central America and Black people in Africa, what we call Kebulan, and Black people in Europe and Black people in the South Pacific. Shout out to all my brothers in Fiji and out there in Melanesia and Micronesia and Polynesia. So, I keep my eye on Africa. I got lots of love for Africa. I want the best for Africa. I want the best for the brothers in Jamaica and everywhere, the best for Black Americans. But I don't talk based on what I want. I only talk facts. So just because I love Africa, or just because I love Rasta, or just because I love Jamaica, it don't mean that I won't talk greasy about the situation. Just because I love Black Americans, it don't mean I'm not gonna really talk greasy about your slackness. You don't get no pass just because I got love for you. I don't give out passes. So some people don't understand that. I really don't like the way on social media brothers and sisters is talking, trying to talk up support for things that need physical support. And some type of way we believe talking is support. So some type of way we believe talking about the supporting the brother in Burkina is real. doesn't mean anything. Okay. You can type all day how much you support them. That don't mean nothing. Been there, done that. We did that with South Africa. South Africa is still messed up today. The Europeans still control the water, control the diamonds, control the gold, still today in South Africa. So that energy to try to talk up support is cool as long as you don't believe that amounts to something. Right? So it's cool as long as you don't believe that amounts to something. And then they say, well, we want to bring awareness. Awareness could have some benefits. You know what I'm saying? Is what going on in Africa right now a good thing in the beginning? No, what's going on in Africa is the beginning of Armageddon. No, it's the beginning of world war, with Africa being the nuclear centerpiece of it. No, this is prophecy being fulfilled. No. This is the beginning of everybody fighting over Africa. How long I've been telling y'all that they're going to fight over Africa. Okay? They're going to fight over Africa. Okay? I don't quite understand why some of these so-called smart brothers, I don't really understand. I don't understand what's wrong with them. I mean, this is so obvious. You have a world with the growing economies. Everybody needs coltan. Everybody needs uranium. Everybody wants gold. Everybody wants cocoa. Everybody wants coffee. Everybody wants oil. Everybody wants diamond. Everybody wants cotton. Everybody wants copper. Okay? Everybody wants uranium. Everybody wants petroleum, natural gas. Everybody wants grains. Everybody wants tea. You know, Africa got lots of tea. The tea you drink. You know, Starbucks is running off of Africa and Jamaica. There is no Starbucks without all that coffee coming out of East Africa. Africa got so much stuff, it's not even on this map. They won't update the map. How does this mesh with the cashless society? Well, the cashless society is a whole different thing. The cashless society is for the citizens, and taking stuff from Africa is for the global powers that be. And the cashless society is a way to make you get the stuff that they steal. So they steal the stuff, they make you get the stuff. For you to get the stuff, you got to pay a fee. They got to know who you are. You got to do what they tell you, or you're not going to get nothing. Like the truck drivers that went on strike during COVID and went down and blocked Canada, and they closed all their bank accounts. So the cashless society is designed, so now you won't be protesting. Because when you go out there and protest, and they're going to scan everybody, you're going to have this new ID. And with that new ID, they'll be able to scan the crowd, and it'll be in your pocket. They'll know everybody out there. And they'll just turn off your bank account. You'll leave the protest, and your bank account won't work. They tell you get the new ID now just to get on the plane. But pretty soon they're going to be like, everybody got to get it. And that new ID got a chip in it. And it's not the kind of chip that you got to put close to scan at the store. It's the kind of chip that they could fly over and see. It's a more powerful microchip. See the chips you got on your credit and debit cards now, you can't scan them from a long distance. You got to actually rub them. But the new one in the ID, you could just fly over and the machine up there gonna be like, and when they go back, they'll see everybody who was in the crowd. You won't be allowed to go past the checkpoints without that new ID. You won't be allowed to get on a plane. If there is a protest, all protests in the future, you're going to have to go through a gate. When they find you're going to protest, they're going to gate the section out. And to go, you're going to have to show your ID to get to the protest. And if you get to the protest and start acting up, when you get home, your money going to be cut off. If you don't behave, they'll take debits. They'll fine you debits. It'll be a debit system, which will be a judgment system. That's where we're headed. And this is global. So if this is global and it's a debit system and everything's got to be sophisticated and everything's got to be computerized, what does that mean for India and Africa? It means that they have to be conquered and brought up to date so that they could be a part of the cashless society. They cannot be independent. Okay? Africa got to get the microchip. They got to take the mark of the beast. So they in there and they finna computerize Africa totally and take their natural resources and have them under total domination. But in order to do that, they got to fight over her. She's the girl that a bunch of men are going to fight over. Okay? No, it's not because the people are too lazy to resist. It's because all these years they had you under bondage, they were able to build up their military and their weapons. This has nothing to do with laziness. This has everything to do with military and weapons. No guns, no glory. Bang, bang. How many times I've been telling y'all that? This has nothing to do with anything other than military. When you're driving and the police pull you over, why are they able to pull you over? Because they're military. They got guns. That's why when the police tell you, step out the car, why do you got to step out? Because they got guns. They got tasers. Everything you're doing is by force. They either force you with weapons or they force you with economics. They could turn your lights and stuff off. And what could you do about it? Because they got guns. And they'll be like, okay, your lights off, Pharaoh. What you going to do about it? Because if they turn my lights off, there's a place I got to go to get them turned on. And guess who's going to be there when I get to the place to complain about my lights off? The people with the guns. Saying, what do you want, sir? Oh, I'm trying to go in and see about my lights. They closed. Go home. They closed. Sir, step off the property. Go to your car, sir. Go to your car. But don't go to the car. Boom, they tackle me. Pop, pop, pop. They tase me. Pop, they cuff me. Okay? Ain't nothing. We ain't doing nothing voluntarily now. You think you're doing stuff voluntarily. You're doing everything by force. If I don't say what YouTube want me to say, what they'll do? They turn my channel off and block me and tell me I better not start another channel. That's by force. I'm compliant by force. And then I can't do nothing about it because they got guns. They got security at the Google building, at the YouTube building. I can't go to the YouTube office and go in there and say, man, why y'all turn my channel off? They got guns there. They got guns. They got guns. Everything is by force. And the only thing you got fighting for you It's Mother Nature. Mother Nature is the only one tearing up their guns, tearing up their buildings. When the tornadoes come through and destroy, or flood come through and destroy, how many weapons got destroyed? A lot of them. How many computers got destroyed? A lot of them. So the only thing fighting is Mother Nature. Mother Nature's the only one fighting for us. It's a fact. I keep telling y'all, it's a war between technology and Mother Nature. All of these things I've said a million times. This is why I'm not monetized. Support the channel, because the powers that be, like Pharaoh, shut up. You are telling them too much. I asked YouTube, I said, why y'all demonetized? And they said, we can't tell you. I said, why y'all demonetized? We can't tell you. Why y'all demonetized? We can't tell you. I said, well, show me which video it is. They said, show me which video. Show me which video. And finally, somebody got on there and said, Pharaoh, it's not a particular video. It's your channel. I said, okay. All right, cool. They said, it's my whole damn channel. I was going, they was like, it's not a video. It's you. It's you, Pharaoh. It's you. Shut up. Basically, that's what they told me. Salute to YouTube. Somebody kept it real. They said, I'm going to be honest with you. It's not a video. It's not a particular video. It's nothing you said in the video. It's you. It's your whole demo, Pharaoh. We don't like your whole demo. We don't got no problem, but our sponsors, the people with the big money, they don't like you, bro. And I said, yeah, because I'm telling them not to eat what they want to sell. I'm telling them don't deal with everything they want to sell. I'm a conflict of interest because the stuff they selling you, I don't, you know what I'm saying? They feel like I'm against the stuff they selling, which I'm not directly against it, but I'm kind of am. Imagine companies over here that's paying for us to be monetized, that's going into a cashless society. I'm telling y'all, we don't want the cashless society. And the company's like, fool, people that's paying you is cashless. Your money is cashless. Like my YouTube pay is cashless. They don't send me checks. They send me a number to the bank. And they say that's money. They don't give me no money. They pay me digitally. And I'm talking against digital. So they say, well, since you don't like digital, we won't pay you digitally, Mr. Smart Man. You know what I'm saying? What is Venmo? What is Cash App? What is PayPal? Cashless society. If y'all support the channel right now, you support me with a cashless society, which is not a mortal sin until you get the microchip on your body. So I'm still not in violation with the Most High or the powers, the real powers that be, because I haven't took it on my body yet. But the day gonna come, they're gonna be like, Pharaoh, to get paid, you gotta come get the chip, and that's the day I'm gonna be broke. Because I'm not taking no chip under zero circumstances. I'd rather fight than switch. You know what I mean? Yeah, some of the employees be learning, but if the employees let their boss know they learning, they're going to get laid off. So y'all police out there that like me, and all you people that work for the CIA and FBI that like me, and all y'all at YouTube like me, don't tell nobody they're gonna do you dirty. Just be quiet. Don't let nobody know you like me. They're gonna cut your goofy ass off. They're gonna fire you. You know what I mean? You ain't gonna be able to farm for food. They taking all the farms. So this situation was crazy because Africa doesn't have any stability. So this is why I don't want to go to Africa, because Africa is totally unstable. There's no stability in Africa. So if you go to Africa, you just jumped off the cliff. Okay? None of these places have stability, including the United States, but the way these countries like the United States change is more slowly. Africa will change on you overnight. Overnight. You go to one, you can go, listen, y'all better listen to me. You can go to an African country right now and it'd be one way. And 6 months later, it'd be totally different. You can go to Ghana right now and it'd be one way. You there 6, 8 months and then the president pass away or gets overthrown. Then another guy get in there. Oh boy. It ain't like Trump get in there and he trying to slowly change everything and he's got resistance. It ain't like that. When they have a coup there and they take over, it's different the next day. And so you could be in Ghana, and if another ruler take over, he could get on the microphone and say, we don't want these foreigners here. We don't want them here. We don't want them here. And your ass, if you don't get out of there, you're going to get hurt. Right? Exhibit A. Y'all ever see how we were standing up for Burkina, Mali, and Niger? See how we were standing up for them? See how we stand up for them? But guess what? If I go to Africa, guess what could happen the very 2 or 3 months after I get there? This could happen.
Anybody that you find with a barber or dreadlock, arrest him, barb his hair, and fine him. Nobody should carry any kind of hair court again inside MENA. I have given you marching order, the security agencies. Any boy.
Now that's a dude in Mali. Mali is one of these countries that y'all been praising. You praising Burkina, Mali, and Niger. Okay? The guy in Mali just said, if you see anybody with dreadlocks, grab them, cut their hair, which means more than that. They ain't going to just cut your hair. He basically said, do whatever you want to do to them. Basically. The same Mali that everybody's saying is this revolutionary country. Oh, these 3 countries broke away. Right. You say you thought it was Nigeria? Well, people saying it's Mali. Now, this brother right here that's talking, this is this brother right here. And he represents Niger. So I did my research. This is Mohammed Bago. And he represents Niger. He is the governor. He's not the ruler. He's the governor. Okay? He's the governor. He's not the ruler. Okay? This is the governor. You know what I'm saying? So he's not Nigeria. It's not Nigeria. No. Let's make sure. No, that's Niger. That's Niger. Okay, hold on. That's Niger. Niger governor reverses dreadlocks. Niger governor. Niger government. Niger government orders arrest of dreadlocks. Niger. Anybody found with dreadlocks in Niger? Okay. So he's not from Nigeria. Okay. He is from Niger. Okay. Is Niger the country? Baba, do your research. Yeah, Niger and Nigeria country. There's no state called Niger in Nigeria, bro. But okay. Baba Maru, you supposed to know better. You supposed to do your research, bro. G-Rod's from Nigeria, Baba. Do your research, bro. What's the name of the man that made the announcement? Baba, what's this man's name? What's this man's name?
Anybody that you find with barber or dreadlock.
What's his name? Okay, you have a Niger state in Nigeria. You have a Niger state in Nigeria. But I see nothing about a Niger state saying anything about dreadlock. Oh, okay. It says Niger state government. It does say that. Niger governor. My Niger state governor said it. So that is Nigeria. That is Nigeria. Okay, that is. Oh, so that's not even a brother. It's a different. What's his brother's name? Hold on, y'all. That's the brother, but he's from the Niger state in Nigeria. He's not from the Niger country. So, Baba is right. Baba is right. It's I just looked at it, and yes, this brother is not from Niger, the country. He's from Niger, the state. That's why it's good to do these lives so we could get people to come in to make sure we got because I got this stuff from Rastafari TV, but people was saying it was Nigeria, and she was saying no. But this the brother right here. 100% correct. This is Nigeria. This is the Niger state government in Nigeria. Right? This is the Niger state government. This is not the Niger country. He said we are only driving that cult that is becoming a menace in Niger. Thank you. Okay. So he's saying that people with dreadlocks is a cult. Okay. And he don't want them in there. Niger state governor Umar Bago has reversed his controversial directive ordering the arrest of individuals with dreadlocks following widespread backlash from the public and civil rights. The governor had earlier instructed security agencies to arrest anyone seen with dreadlocks across the state, not the country, linking the hairstyle to rising cult-related activities and insecurity, particularly in Mina, the state capital. So let me see where Mina is at. Mina is in Nigeria. Mina is in Nigeria. So yeah, this is definitely Nigeria. So yes, this is definitely. So this is definitely Nigeria, right? So thanks for that information. See, we listen over here. We listen to our subscribers when they come with information. We're not against any information, right? So we're not against any information. So people say, I don't listen to nobody. I listen to you. If you come with some information, if you just want to argue, no. But if you come with information, I'm going to listen. Okay? So much respect to my brother that came with the information to make sure we got it right. Brother Baba, salute, brother, for that information. Because, I never knew that. And salute to Krilla, too. I never knew there was a Niger in Nigeria. That's interesting. So Nigeria has states. I didn't know they got states in African countries. That's interesting. See? So that's interesting. See, you learn something every day. So this man, let me see, is this the same guy? Let me put the picture up so I know it's really him. I don't want to have the wrong brother's picture up. I think this is the same brother. That's interesting. It makes sense because Africa is huge. So it could be anything in Africa. Okay, let me make sure this is the same brother. Is this the same brother who picture I got up? Him? Oh, yeah, governor of Niger State. The governor of Niger State. It says Niger State right there, but I didn't know there was a Niger State. See? See, this is how YouTube is so beneficial to us. You understand? This is how we're supposed to use YouTube. See how we use YouTube in a positive way? So this is this brother, but he's in Nigeria. Yeah, that's the same brother. And it says he's the governor of Niger. Okay. I was wondering who he was because when I looked at this picture of the guy running Mali, I'm like, well, I thought this guy must be under the Mali guy. But no, under the Niger guy. See, I looked at him, I seen the brother from Niger, so I'm like, well, this is the person that runs Niger. So who is this? Oh, this is not the country. So let me take this brother out of here. Okay? You understand? So that's this brother. And Nigeria, which is worse. Now he's saying it's some type of cult. Wow. So Nigeria is a federation of 36 states, each of which is a semi-autonomous political unit that shares power with the federal government. Didn't know that. And he said that's why it's so much corruption. Oh, yeah, because those are some huge states, aren't they, G-Rock? They ain't like the size of Illinois, California. They probably huge, aren't they? Wow. So he's saying it's a cult, right? He's saying there's a cult that's growing, but here's the problem. He's Islamic. And so if you're a Rasta or if you're a Christian and you go to the wrong country in Africa, you're going to have problems because they attack each other in these countries, okay? Okay? So in these countries, you feel me? You can't just go to Africa because they have religious wars. Okay? Especially Islamic. They believe that they can force people to go under Islam. You know, that's why I don't really like Islam like that. I'm not against it, but I find it to be too violent to push its religious beliefs. This was just April 15th. Attacks leave at least 40 people unalived in Nigeria, the country president says. Nigeria's president said on Monday that at least 40 people were unalive when Muslim gunmen believed to be herders attacked Christian farming community in the north. So in Nigeria, they have these jihadists attacking the Christian farmers. And they just farmers. And you come down with guns and attack the farmers. And this is a big problem in Africa, right? And I'm going to show you. They have what's called the Sahel, okay? And the Sahel is where all the problems in Nigeria happen at. We might as well get into that before we finish the discussion. So I can show you where the problems is in Nigeria. So they have the Sahel. And the Sahel is an area in Africa where it's like a mixture of like forests and stuff and desert, right? And this is where the jihadists come and make their attacks. They come down to the Sahel that goes across. Now, the Sahel is also the slave trade, right? That's the area where the slaves was brought all across Africa, from East Africa. So when they tell you that the slave trade was just West Africans, that's not true. Because they were going up the Niger River and getting slaves. That's why so many of us actually come from East Africa. Even though they shipped us out of West Africa. So you see right here, this is the Sahel, right? So this is the Sahel, right? And in the Sahel, you see up there, you got the Sahara Desert. So the terrorists come down. They come down in this area. So this is where you see the brother that they mad at, that's getting at the guy in Burkina. Well, that brother is part of the military that's going up here and fighting these Islamic terrorists that's coming down, hiding between the desert and where the trees are. So the Sahel is the area where there's trees and stuff. So the desert's on this side, the land, the regular land. You see how it's beige on top of the Sahel, and you see how it's green under there. So the Sahel is a mixture of the desert with the trees, and this is where the Islamic terrorists come. So a lot of times in like Senegal and Burkina and stuff like that, the terrorists will come and cut the power lines. So now the power companies have to go back up there to the Sahel area with military in order to get the lights on. Many times they get ambushed when they go up there to turn the lights on. You see what I'm saying? So, like a brother said, I need to know Nigerians, but see, y'all got to understand Nigeria is a country. So there is no Nigerians. Okay? There is no Nigerians. because you got Muslim Nigerians, you got Christian Nigerians, then you got other tribes, and they don't get along. So when somebody tell me I need to know Nigerians, which Nigerians is he talking about? Because Nigerians are killing Nigerians. Nigeria is a total unstable country. I would never move to Nigeria. Nigeria is 100% unstable. Period. I think like last year they shot at the president. They tried to unalive the president and ambush him. So no, Nigeria is unstable. And then I live in America, and when you come to America, you're supposed to try to get to know me. See, if I go to Africa, I got to try to get to know the Africans. This idea that Africans come to the United States and think that I got to go to know you. No, bring your funky ass from the north side and from Hyde and come into the black community and bring your black ass to the black churches and bring your ass and introduce yourself to us. I don't got to know you in Chicago. You got to know me. So I'm not trying to know no Africans. Africans supposed to show hospitality and get to know us. That's why we don't really like Africans, because you Africans is stuck up and you come here and you don't engage with the black community. You be stuck off somewhere. And the worst ones are the Nigerians. The main ones calling us Akata and all that is Nigerians. Nigerians are the biggest assholes. The Ghanaians is kind of cool, but the Nigerians is assholes, bro. Okay? Fix your people. Don't come over here telling me I need to get to know you. I don't need to know you at all. You need to get to know me or get the hell out of the United States. Because we can chase you the fuck up out of here. There ain't nothing you can do. Your number's too small. So show some respect when you come over here, or stay your ass in Nigeria. Yeah, I mean, all due respect. I don't give a fuck about you because I got to survive. And if it wasn't for me, your black ass couldn't even walk the streets over here. And so a lot of times, black Africans, you waited till black people did put their lives on the line. We did all this fighting against Jim Crow. We did all this struggling in the 40s and 50s and 60s. We was all type of stuff happening to us. And then you Africans waited till the 70s. And then when the 70s came and you seen the coast was clear and we had mad to wait for you, then you brought your punk ass over here. You didn't bring your punk ass over here when it was smoke in the 50s. You didn't even come over here in the 60s when it was smoke. You understand? So now I don't got no problem with them coming for a better life, but don't tell me I need to get to know you in my country that I built, that I picked all the cotton, and we the ones made these white people rich so you can get a better living. And that's what we don't like about Africans, because you don't understand that the only reason white America is rich because of our free labor. So you coming over for a better life that we created for white Americans and immigrants. And you don't want to show no respect. You're thinking the white people did it. We did it. How far could you go with free labor? Imagine if I had a factory right now and I was making shoes like Nike, but Nike got to pay employees, but I got free labor. I'm going to excel. So when Africans come over here, they don't know that we built this. That you coming in our territory and you don't come with no respect. We have we don't have any type of association with black Africans. That's their fault. If I went to Africa, then I would reach out and make sure that I get to know them in Ethiopia. I get to know them in Nigeria. But Africans, you come here, you don't be trying to know us. All that stuff you're talking is phony. And I'm in Chicago. And black Africans, they don't really mess with us. They don't fuck with us. That's why I would never go to Africa. Because you don't even like me over here. And Nigerians are the worst. Nigerians are the worst. As a matter of fact, they don't even like Nigerians in Africa. Don't make me, let me get back to this. They don't even like y'all in Africa. Y'all go to South Africa, y'all go to East Africa, y'all go to Ghana with that same fucked up, stuck up Nigerian mentality. Nobody likes Nigerians. You're the biggest assholes in Africa. That's a fact. That's why they chased y'all ass out of South Africa. You had that xenophobia. It was mostly Nigerians. It was some Ghanaians too. This ain't got nothing to do with black people. We talking about Nigerians. You the one said you was in Nigeria. Anyway, bro, come back tomorrow. Come back tomorrow. Yeah, come back tomorrow. Because this ain't Nigeria. You don't run shit over here. Come back tomorrow. Come back tomorrow. He talking about black women like him. You know how many black women y'all done conned over here and got them all cut up? As a matter of fact, don't come back at all. I don't even, get your goofy ass out of here. You know what I'm saying? Man, you know how many of my friends married Nigerians and then he set them up, then he come back, bring his real wife over here. They be conning and shit. Not all of them. But I'm saying that's their reputation typically. You know what I'm saying? See how he was over here talking greasy on the internet? That's why I say outside he make that mistake and talk greasy. See what I'm saying? You understand? So you'll see him outside, he'll be smiling, but then he'll get on the internet and show you how he really is. Motherfucker gonna tell me I got to get to know Nigeria. Bro, if you don't shut the fuck up, I don't got to get to know nobody. I'm at home. You know what I'm saying? Crazy, like total disrespect. You need to get to know Nigerians. Not really. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I avoid them. You know what I'm saying? I avoid them. That's a whole nother subject, but I avoid them. But he talk about Nigerians, and Nigerians talking about cut off people dreadlocks over there in Nigeria. So that ain't no good story for Nigeria. Where he talking about if you see anybody with dreadlocks, cut their hair out. No trial, not to see if they're doing anything decent, right? It's not based. He's saying he got crime and all this. So just anybody with dreadlocks, is that this weirdo right here?
Arrest him, barb his hair, and fine him. Nobody should carry any kind of hair record again inside me. I have given you marching order, the security agencies, anybody.
And he's lying. This is religious hate. He don't hate people with dreadlocks because they doing that. He hate people with dreadlocks because he's an Islamic. Okay? That's what's going on. Let's take a break and then we'll finish. Now, I'm not the type of person that run into a bunch of negative Nigerians and then meet the next Nigerian and just say he's negative. I judge each person just the way they act. I never stereotype, right? So when I meet people, just because somebody from your country wasn't no good, I just don't put that on you. So I don't have nothing against Nigerians because that's like crazy. Because like 200 million Nigerians. So what fool gonna think that all 200 million Nigerians is the same? But typically, the reason we get negative energy is because some, not all, some of the Africans that get to leave Africa are not necessarily the good people. The good people in Africa are too poor to come over here. So these ones that got the money to come and travel a lot of times, they family are the ones robbing the African people. So that guy that's robbing the people in Ghana, they president, see, his family is probably up in Europe with their nose in the air. You understand? So I say this all the time. The poor Africans is probably cool. It's the ones that get not all, it's the ones that get the opportunity to leave that you have to wonder, well, why you did so good? Why you the only one was able to leave? Are you one of the ones over there oppressing your own people so you get to go a foreign? You understand? Because we don't really get to meet the ones like us hardworking Black Americans that might not got a lot of money to move to another country. We don't get to meet the hardworking Africans that ain't got money to move to another country. We meet the ones that got money. You have to ask them where they get the money from. They might be exploiters in Africa. Because Putin said African leaders only go to Africa to die. He said African leaders, they go to hospitals in Europe. They buy their cars in Europe. They go to school in Europe. They live in Europe. And then when they get sick and get ready to die, then they go to Africa to die. That's what Putin said. That they only Africans when it's time to die. Other than that, everything they do it in Europe or they come to the United States. Why the poor people in Africa don't got no kind of medical. All them presidents and stuff, oh, they go to France, they go to Germany, they go there to get their medical treatment. And the poor people in the village, man, if you knew how many poor people in Africa in them villages is sick and dying, you wouldn't believe it. You wouldn't believe it. So you got to always remember that. Same for Black Americans. If you in Africa and you meeting some Black Americans that's jet setting around, you know, they might not necessarily be cool. That might be why the reason they got the money to keep coming to Africa. Because a lot of Black Americans that go to Africa, expats the one that rob them. So like some brother be in Africa, and then I come to Africa, approach me, yeah, bro, you from America? Yeah, boom, boom, boom. Oh, I know how to do this and that and that. And then I give him the money to do it. And then he bounced from Ghana, go hang out in Liberia somewhere for a while until I go broke and got to go back home. Then he come back to Ghana and run the same scam. So a lot of Black Americans have been scammed by Black Americans who are over in Africa. They befriend us when we get there, and then they rob us. They set us up, tell us, I know how to do this, brother. I've been here. You do it like this, you do it like that. And then they rob us. So, you know, you can't just categorize and judge no people like that. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? You can't. You know what I'm saying? I can't just judge people. But this guy is just doing this based on Islam. So this is show you why, you know, I'm not really into going to Africa, because in America, if you're into Islam, you got to keep that in the mosque. You can't bring Islam. In America, you can't bring that out the mosque. You can't run around here talking about no jihad here. But see, in these other countries, in India, in Africa, they be doing religious wars in them countries. Like they just had some problems in India, some serious problems. I might talk about that later. They be doing wars over there. Okay? In them countries. So that's why America is better in those countries, because we don't do religious wars. Like you can't bring your religion You can't do like what they did to the Palestinians over here. You just can't fight nobody because they're a different religion. But in some of these other countries, they got religious stuff. So, I don't want to leave no country that we helped design because Black Americans got almost everything to do with why America is like it is. People just don't want to give us no credit. The lack of just open racist attacks, the lack of just open religious attack. Black Americans got everything to do with that. We helped straighten white Americans out. We fought them. The Deacons of Defense and stuff and the Malcolm X and stuff spoke against them, and we stood up against them to make them chill out with the because they used to have that behavior that if you was of a different race, they could tar and feather you, they could lynch you, they could just do whatever. And we the ones fought against that. So that's why so many foundational Black Americans, that's why we got a chip on our shoulder, because other people don't want to learn our history and they try to come and play us like we are second fiddle over here, when really we the kings of the world. We put the spotlight on Africa. We put the spotlight on Winnie Mandela. We the number one freedom fighters in the world. Jamaica had some Pan-Africanism, but Jamaica is a small place. They don't got no 40 million, 50 million Black Americans, like blacks, like we do. We almost 50 million strong. And we fight for righteousness for Black people all over the world. But the only reason you're seeing some tension now is because nobody never fight back for us and we just sick of it. So I've been working hard to still keep my eye on Africa and speak up for the brothers and sisters at a time where a lot of foundational Black Americans, they done with you. So it's a lot of FBAs would be mad at me because they're like, bro, we need to just focus on ourselves. They don't want me even focusing on none of this. So I'm walking a tight line because I'm for reparations and FBA 100%, but I believe I could walk and chew gum at the same time. But I got a lot of people that's FBA, they getting all this negative energy, like the brother came over here running his mouth. See, that brother's bad for Africans. See what I'm saying? Because he got no humility or nothing like that. And he going to make a mistake, and he going to go live, and he going to say the wrong thing, and some African Americans going to see him outside, and it's going to go left. He going to see it's going to go left. Because, bro, you not in Nigeria. You don't got no backup here. You better behave yourself or you get spanked. This not Africa. We be spanking people. Then that's another reason Africa don't got no self-defense. You see how you say you could just grab somebody and cut their dreadlocks? See what I mean? So the Africa, because the people in Africa are totally defenseless, and only the military and the government the only one that can protect themselves. Everybody else like a sheep. And that's what make America greater than the whole Africa. Because in America, the citizens got the right to bear arms and defend themselves. That's why this is, no matter what you say, this is the greatest country in the world, period. Because we can defend ourselves. There's problems, but those problems can only be so much because we got the right to defend ourselves. Trump can only go so far because he still got to deal with, we got the right to, we bear arms in America. So Trump can't go too far because it'll go sideways. So you know what I'm saying? Even ICE is limited. If we don't want ICE in Chicago, they won't be able to come. That's a fact. They ain't got enough ICE to come in these millions of people in this city if we don't want them here. They have to behave themselves and show us where they coming for the best interests of American citizens. But if you're trying to be a terrorist, that ain't gonna work. That ain't gonna work. The police, in America, the citizens allow the police to police. So the police have to work on behalf of the citizens, and the citizens allow you to police. The citizens join the police department. But if the citizens don't like you and you become an enemy of the citizens in America, you're done. Because we outnumber you. And you can't come on the block or nothing. You don't got that. Even the United States military cannot beat the United States citizens. Facts. Because the United States military is not going to attack their citizens. Because our sons is the ones in the military. Our sons ain't finna come here and do nothing else. Our nephews ain't finna come do nothing else. American military is not going to attack American people. This is why you see in some of these countries, when the government get crazy and they call the military on the citizens, the military always turn on the government and it's a coup and they take over the government. Because the military is not going to attack their relatives. And this is what some of these dumb rulers don't understand. The military is the relatives of the citizens. You're not going to be able to get our relatives in the military to attack us. You get crazy. Like Trump, he get crazy. He don't know what he's doing no more. The United States military would never attack us. That's our sons and our relatives. You know what I'm saying? Facts. It won't necessarily be no coup. We don't have no coup. We just get rid, we'll just stop it and then they'll elect a new president. We don't do coups in America. We elect a new president and that's all. We don't do coups. We want to keep our government intact. We want to keep our city, state, county, and federal government intact. We don't want to be no bootleg country. We don't want to be like them countries having coups. Them failed countries. We want to stay just like this. And if you're the president and you can't do the job, we'll just cuff you, lock your ass up, and we got a new president. We ain't doing no coup. Many Americans, we didn't support that January 6th shit. That was a bunch of hillbillies out there embarrassed the country. Basically, we don't support that foolishness like that. All that's going to do is lawlessness. Now things is worse. Now stores is closed. And everything just go haywire. So no, we ain't doing no coup. You know what I'm saying? We ain't doing no coup or nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? The forefathers told them the country is of the people, for the people, and by the people. When the people that run the United States don't go by what the founding people told them, they just going to have bad things happen to them and the country going to keep running. Because America was built off of whites and blacks and different people, and the blacks added that stability to the country. But back to the situation in Africa. This man said in Nigeria that if they catch you, cut your dreads off like the citizens. See, Africa too bogus. He just told regular citizens, he gave them the power to just grab people and cut their dreads. Now, if that ain't primitive, what the hell is? Which means once they grab me, they might do anything to me. And he gave the regular citizens the free right to attack certain people based on the way they wear their hair. Because he's like this Islamic weirdo. Look.
Anybody that you find with a barber or dreadlock, arrest him, barb his hair, and fine him. Nobody should carry any kind of hair court again inside me. I have given you marching order, the security agencies. Anybody.
That man said, if you see anybody with the barber, with the dreadlocks, grab him, cut his hair, and fine him. He don't want to see nobody there with no dreadlocks.